So Snake Bane Guy 7532, you're asking, what inspired my style of watches? Not wanting to spend a lot of money. That's really all it comes down to, in all honesty. My first ever watch was an analog Lego Star Wars watch. I had it when I was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that. I can't remember exactly when, but I had it when I was a kid, without a doubt. I was given it by my parents for like Christmas or something along those lines. I think I asked for it at that time, and I really liked it, but I didn't really end up wearing it all that much. I ended up realizing when I was that age that I didn't really like having anything on my wrist. In fact, I actually didn't really like having anything on my wrist for years, up until, I would have to say, probably when I was in college. I was just very bothered every time I put something on my wrist. I just didn't like it, kind of thing. It was something I really did not want. I just didn't want anything grabbing onto my wrist or onto my sort of body in general, kind of thing. And the watch fit that category. So it's something I just didn't really want near me for quite a long time. But after I kind of got through that, I started wanting to wear a watch again. And so I ended up picking myself up in like late high school, early college. I bought a Casio F91W. One, because it was cheap. Because at that time, it was literally a $10 watch. Now like $20 watches now. But the Casio F91W was a $10 watch for a very long time. And I bought it when it was a $10 watch. And I bought it because it was cheap. I looked it up. I went, okay, what's the cheapest watch I can get that's going to be the most reliable and the most accurate? And the Casio F91W, you cannot beat it. And ever since then, I've just been upgrading. Every watch I have bought myself since that point has just been an upgrade to the Casio F91W. But ever since I had that watch, I've just been upgrading from it. So I got... After that, I spent $20. Or no, I was given it as a gift. But it was like $20. It was an upgrade over the F91W. But after that, I think, I'm not sure why, but I was given a gift of a Casio A168, which is like basically like the silver resin version of the F91W with a metal band. And I wore that for years. I really enjoyed it. A couple years after that, I kind of wanted something a little bit more chunky, but still cheap. So I bought the Casio W218H, I think it was. And then... I think it was like a year and a half after that, maybe 2 years after that, after I'd been wearing that watch. I got the Casio World Time, which I actually didn't buy myself, but I was planning on buying it for myself eventually. But the Casio World Time I got was a gift by a very kind viewer, Raymond Liang, I do believe. But that watch, the Casio World Time, which is actually right over there, that was a gift. I want to clarify it, but it's a watch I would have probably bought myself. And wore that for a couple months, and then I started doing research on, okay, what watches could I get that are the cheapest that I could get, like solar recharging, and I wanted in specific like the multi-band 6, which basically means that your watch will always, if you leave your watch by the window, your watch will auto sync to a nuclear clock, because there's different laboratories across the world that send out time signals to different places to sync up the times. Of course, this is very necessary for weather and for different scientific experiments and stuff like that kind of thing. And some Casio watches and some non-Casio watches as well use this multi-band with the atomic clock to sync up the clocks. And so I was like, what's the cheapest way I can get that? And I was like, G-Shocks are kind of pricey, because like a lot of the G-Shocks that do that are like $400. I'm not willing to spend that much on a watch. Then I heard about this watch, which I need to make a video about in the future, but this watch was like $100. It's a Casio MTG, cost me $100, totally worth it, great quality. It has solar, it has the multi-band 6, it has world time, it has timers, it has alarms, it does literally everything I needed to do, and I never need to set it. So basically, I suppose my sort of watch sort of style is get the cheapest watch with the most capability and just keep upgrading. And that's kind of just what I've been doing for like 6-7 years, I'll acknowledge. It's just kind of what I've been doing for like 6-7 years in all honesty. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing with watches, I do suppose. I like my watches, but I especially like watches that are very capable, get the job done, and do exactly what I needed them to do. And every watch I've owned has done exactly that. So certainly no complaints on my behalf. That is for sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 6'7" mention? 6'7". Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.